Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another Jasmy update. We want to be taking a deep dive into the Jasmy price today to try and figure out whether it's actually a good idea to be investing in Jasmy, right? Or maybe we're just throwing our money on an expert coin, right? I'm going to be answering the question whether we are going to see $1 for the Jasmy price here, how high can we really go with Jasmy. We'll also talk a little bit about the exit plan. So all those things are in today's video. So if you could, I would kindly ask you to sit back and relax. Also, I'll be building a case here showing how we could actually have an epic end to all this structure that we have on the Jasmy price. So the structure that we want to focus on today really is just a part on the Jasmy price that is a fractal here. But just looking at it like this may actually be deceiving, right? So we're going to take a closer look at this structure here, and then we are going to build our case like that slowly but surely. So what you can easily see here with this structure, a sharp 5 waves to the downside here from the very top, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the downside, right? After that, what you have is you have a rally prior to capitulation right here, right? So let's go ahead and highlight that. You have a rally prior to capitulation. Now notice what happens when you have capitulated and broken that line of support here. You just chill out, right? Look at this, the Jasmy price that is just chilling out here. Let me go ahead and highlight that. So we are chilling out right here, right? And then after that, you have further movement to the downside right here. You capitulate one more time. So let's go ahead and highlight that. You capitulate here, and then you try to continue to the upside here. You have a reversal sort of, right? And then take a look at this, what happens here. You have this double top that happens, right? Let's go ahead and highlight that one as well. So this is your double top here, right? Let's go ahead and do that. So you have your double top here. And then after your double top, you see price continuing to the downside one more time, right? You see that this is exactly where we are with the Jasmy price. So what is the deal with this structure that I've just highlighted here? Now, this structure is something that is all over the market, really. It's a common structure, and it's one that is super optimistic, right? Now, you're going to see, obviously, in a minute what I'm talking about, really. So let me quickly go ahead and show you some of the examples across the market. The first example that I want to take a look at is the Cardano price set now. Remember from that structure that I showed you, the Jasmy price set, we are looking for 5 waves to the downside here. You have got sharp 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right here. Now, after the 5 waves are complete, what you are looking for is a rally prior to capitulation. This is exactly what you get right here, right? Actually, we didn't highlight this one on the Jasmy price set. So if we would come back, we would go ahead and highlight our rally prior to capitulation right here, coming back to the Cardano price set. Now, notice how the price shows out here after breaking that line of support from the rally prior to capitulation. And then after that, you have another capitulation, obviously. Let's go ahead and highlight that one here. And then I'm going to show you on the Jasmy price set as well. This is exactly where we would be with the Jasmy price set. That chill out after, breaking the rally prior to capitulation, the support there, right? You chill out a little bit, you continue to the downside, capitulate one more time. This is where the Cardano price set is. After that, obviously, you are having an attempt to the upside one more time, taking a step at it. You take a step at it, and then you come up with that double top that we were looking at, right? On the Jasmy price set, take a look at it. This is your double top here. This is your double top on the Jasmy price set as well. Let's quickly go back to the Cardano price set here. You see you have another capitulation here. You have another capitulation here on the Jasmy price set as well. Now, obviously, this one I done it before I started recording the video. But what you are looking for here is something like this. Something like a mini rally to the upside. Maybe you could go ahead and set a new low right here. Now, I say maybe because in different setups, you can see different things happening where some of the setups are actually not setting a new low. So this is a big maybe right here. This is one of the question marks that are still there, right? So let's move on to another example, which would be Tron, right? Now you can see with Tron that you basically had the same thing, although it may be difficult to count the 5 waves downside here, but the structure is basically the same. You crash massively, you have a support, and then you have the rally prior to this capitulation right here. Now notice how the price just chills out after breaking that support from the rally prior to capitulation right here. You continue doing the same thing that the Jasmy price set is doing. You capitulate right here. Look at the Jasmy price set. You capitulate after that structure here. You try one more time to go to the upside. You can see the same thing happening with the Tron. Also, you have a double top here. You have somewhat of a double top here on the Jasmy price set as well. You continue going to the downside. You continue going to the downside here as well on the Tron price set. So it's looking like maybe we are going to have somewhat of a push to the upside on the Jasmy price set before we set a new low, which I said already is a big maybe, because in some structures, which I'm going to show you, obviously, we don't have anything like that, right? Now, let's take a look at another example. This would be Ethereum, right? Now, Ethereum is a big coin, and I hear a lot of people saying, oh, Jasmy crashed 99% and all that. But if you actually take a look at Ethereum, it actually also crashed 98%. Now, you tell me that there's a difference between 98% and 99%. There isn't much of a big difference, in my opinion. If you actually had $100 here, by the time you were here with Ethereum, maybe you were something like, what do you call it, $2 or something like that. But just in price, that would be something at $1. So it's basically the same thing, right? But I digress. Let's continue here with our structure. We were looking for those 5 waves to the downside right here. So you basically have 1 here, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you head to your rally before capitulation. Also taking a notice at how the price chills out right after breaking the support level from the rally prior to capitulation. Let's go ahead and highlight that rally prior to capitulation here. Here we go. We have that. Now, notice how we still have the same structure here, and this structure actually didn't set a new low. This is one of the structures I was saying that according to the Ethereum price set, there was no low which was set right here. Let's quickly take a look at the Jasmy price set right here. You see here where this is where we are with the Jasmy price set. Another push to the upside would be looking like something like this here. Another push to the upside, maybe we continue to the downside again before we head out, right? So this is what the Ethereum price set exhibited. Obviously, the Cardano price set had a lower low compared to this one right here, but that's not of really big interest. We are interested in what happens after, right? Now, taking a look at another example, this would be near, right? Take a look at what we were looking for here. We were looking for 5 waves downside. Here you go. Sorry, actually, this was a wrong count. We could go like here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you head to your support level, right? And then a rally prior to capitulation. You chill out with the price here after breaking the support. You continue doing basically the same thing here. You crash, capitulate, obviously, and then you continue to the upside. Notice how you have somewhat of a double top right here, but not really that much on the neo price set, but the structure is still looking intact, in my own opinion. You continue to the upside, setting a new low for this specific price set. Going back to compare it with the Jasmy price set, you can see that we are in line with that structure. If we'll take a look at another example, we'll take a look at the IOTA price set. You can see basically the same structure right here. This is your face wave, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, before you head into your rally. Prior to your capitulation, price is chill out right here. You do the same thing as the Jasmy price that it's just been doing. Taking a look at another example would be Dogecoin, right? This is a little bit of a complicated structure, but basically you see the 5 waves, right? So let me go ahead and highlight them. So here we go. You've got your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rally prior to capitulation. And then the same thing actually goes, right? An example that didn't set a new low after the capitulation would be the Bitcoin cash price. You can see here from the very top, we have 5 waves to the downside here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, the correction is done here. Obviously, you have your rally prior to the capitulation. Prices also chill out here. Let's go ahead and highlight that. Prices chill out here as well. And then you have your capitulation. You try to move to the upside the same way the Jasmy price did, right? And then here you have somewhat of your double top here, right? And then let's continue like this with the double top. All right, if we move it like this, it looks much better, right? And then you have capitulation. But take notice here, this move didn't set a new low compared to this one, right? So going back to the Jasmy price set, you still have that same setup. So it's really iffy whether we are going to set a new low on the Jasmy price set or not. So I would go ahead here and place a question mark, right? But these structures are looking pretty good in my own opinion. I'm just going to show you in a minute why I say they are looking good, right? So if we would go back to the Cardano price set, which was our first example right here, right? Let's go ahead and clear everything. And then we have a clean price set here. Now, what later happened is that Cardano actually went on to set a new all-time high here, right? According to the structure that we have. Now, if we would go ahead and do the same thing on the Jasmy price set, cleaning all the structures too, you can see that according to the structure that we have just from this one right here, from the 31st of October, 2021, right? According to this structure here, you would set a new all-time high. And the all-time high, according to this structure here, is something like 33 cents. So at least 33 cents could be possible according to the Cardano price. But I want you to take notice here, not all of these structures went on to set new all-time high, right? Now, this is an example of Tron, same structure, but this one didn't manage to set a new all-time high. Let's take a look at Ethereum. Let's go ahead and clean it one more time. You can see here, Ethereum managed to go ahead and set a new all-time high. You had the same structure here with the Dogecoin price. Let's see Dogecoin. Dogecoin had the same structure. It managed to set a new all-time high here. A Bitcoin Cash, let's quickly take a look at it. Bitcoin Cash failed to set a new all-time high. Tron failed to set a new all-time high. We talked about that already. Let's quickly take a look at another one here. We had IOTA failed to set a new all-time high. But we can use something to determine where the price is going to go right here, right? Now, I just looked at these examples here, taking a look at our fib retracement 2 from the very top to the very bottom of the Cardano price set here. You can see that the Cardano price set managed something like between 618 and 1.618 fib retracement level. So it managed to crack above all these levels. This was an amazing thing for the Cardano price set to do right now. When it comes to Tron, well, relative to the top that we had here, if we will stretch it right here from the very top to the very bottom here, you come up with something like at least the 0.5 fib retracement level. So you are between the 0.5 and the 0.618 fib retracement level there. And then the thing with Ethereum here, from the very top to the very bottom, you go and find something like a 2.618 between the 3.168 and the 2.618. So that's actually amazing, right? Almost like a 3.618 to be honest, because it continued even higher. Now, taking a look at another one, this was Neo. Actually, I forgot to give an example of this one, but you can basically see the same structure right here. So from the very top to the very bottom here, let's go ahead and measure that. You find something like a 702 fib retracement level. That's amazing. And then you have something like IOTA here. Let's see what IOTA did. Now, IOTA had something like from the very top to the very bottom, had a 3.82 fib retracement level. This was the least performing asset according to the examples that I actually took a look at. So now if we would go ahead and do that with Dogecoin, you would see something like here. Let's go ahead and do that. From the top to the very bottom, Dogecoin managed to even exceed the 4.236 fib retracement level. So Dogecoin is a beast already on its own, but let's go back to our Jasmy price set here. Just according to this structure, pulling out our fib retracement 2 from the very top here. Let's go down and find a bottom. Here, our bottom was at 0.27, right? Let's go ahead and do that here on the Jasmy price set. So here you go. Now, this is where we are. And taking a look at our fib retracement levels here, the least performing asset according to this structure was IOTA, which hit a 0.382 fib retracement level. Now, that price target is 13 cents for the Jasmy price set. This is amazing. From where we are right here, if we would go ahead and measure that, let's pull out our ruler here, and then we could do something like this here. This is something like a 35x. That's amazing, really. This is at the very minimum, in my own opinion. Now, if the Jasmy price goes ahead and reach the 0.5 fib retracement level, just like what Tron did, you would be looking at something like a 47x. This is all good stuff, in my own opinion. And if you would go ahead and reach the 0.702 fib retracement level, just like Neo, you're looking at a 66x. This is amazing. Now, if Jasmy goes ahead to hit the 0.618 fib retracement level that the Cardano price set hit, we'll be looking at 85 cents here, and that is a 20. Actually, that's a 245x. This is amazing. Really, you don't need to get to $1 even for you to have like crazy returns by it here, right? Now, if you want to get to $1, you would have to reach the 3.618 fib retracement level, which Ethereum hit, by the way, and that would be 1.18. That's basically $1.18, right? So that's in terms of measurement from where we are sitting with the Jasmy price. That would be something like 340 something x. Is it possible? Well, according to the Ethereum price, it is really possible. But in cases like these ones, I want to be as conservative as possible, right? The minimum price target that we saw with the Jasmy price is a 35x. Just a 35x is a huge opportunity, in my own opinion, and it can actually be life-changing. An example I would give, if you would put something like $1,000 on the Jasmy price set, maybe you are actually looking at something like 35,000. Now go ahead and put 5. You do the math, you can actually see that there is an opportunity over the Jasmy price set, considering that we could pull off the same thing that these tokens did. But as you saw, the structure is so common, it's all over the place in the market, and fingers crossed we have the same thing happening with the Jasmy price set as well. Obviously, this is just my own opinion. None of what I say is financial advice. But if you like the content, don't forget to delicately tap the like button, share the video with your friends and family. And if you could, please subscribe to the channel. I'll hope to see you on the next one. Take care.